Hi, I'm Stuart. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Thanks for viewing my video. In this video, I do the Dragon book tag. This is an original tag created by Elaine at Cobaltdragon. I was tagged by Elaine and Gavin at Genre Books 23. I repeat what Elaine said. Dragon book tag created by Cobaltdragon. Yours truly, Elaine. There are 8 prompts in this tag. The first prompt is The Hobbit. Smaug loved gold and shiny things. What book or series you enjoyed features gold, shiny items, or has a shiny cover? Well, in A Court of Thorn and Roses by Sarah J. Maas, the heroine Feyre was given jewelry. Some may well have been gold, but certainly would have been shiny. And as far as the book goes, I'm going to say Kingdom of the Feared by Carrie Maniscalco. Now, the shininess may partly be because there is plastic wrap on it. It looks like it might be a little shiny. There's also a crown in here, and I think the crown is probably made of gold. No way for me to know, but that seems like a likely item for a crown to be made of. Prompt 2 is Dancing with Dragons. Dragons and cats go together. Do you have a favorite book or series that features cats? Traveling Cat Chronicles by Hiro Arakawa is a book that I really liked. It is translated from Japanese. There is a cat, I can't remember off the top of my head his name. He's a stray, but he kind of becomes the cat of the hero of the story. Can't remember his name either. As cats will, he chose the hero as his human, and they do a series of trips over Japan where the hero reconnects with people from his younger years, and it seems kind of like a light book. Like the cat can believe, I don't think he reads minds. I think the cat can understand human speech. And it seems rather like a light story, but it gets really serious. Deals with some serious stuff. So that's a book that comes to mind. Prompt 3 is Dragonology. What crafts or hobbies do you enjoy? Do you have books about crafts and hobbies? I enjoy crocheting, and I enjoy playing video games. Crocheting more than video games, although I'm back playing video games now too. I do have a book. The items I crochet are all from a company called the Woobles. If you watch my other videos, you know about that, but maybe you haven't. And there is a book, Crochet Irigurumi. Irigurumi means plushies. Probably Japanese, but I'm not sure. Crochet Irigurumi for Every Occasion by Jessin Tew of the Woobles. She's the one who founded the company. And that is a book that has a lot of, in the early part of it, has a lot of instructions for various things you do when crocheting, and then it has a bunch of patterns to do. I've done a few of the Woobles from the book, and a whole bunch more from their store. As far as video games, I don't really get anything now, books or anything like that. I used to subscribe to magazines, but I haven't recently. Information I get is from the PlayStation site and the Nintendo site. Those are the 2 systems I have up and running. Prompt 4 is Dragon Art. Do you have a favorite artist? Book featuring artists? Answers can be about any type of artist, musicians, authors, painters, etc. So, my favorite musical artists recently are the 4 members of Blackpink, Lisa, Jenny, Jisoo, and Rose. A little longer term than that, the past few years, is Ash Nico. Overall, it's probably Demi Lovato. I've been to more of her concerts than any artist, 18 concerts, and being a fan of her played a big part in my life. Perhaps sometime I'll talk about that in another video. Maybe when I hopefully get back recording my musical series, and it's been months since I did. But if not, I'll talk about it in some other video. But she's certainly the most important artist in my life. Going back from 95 through 2008, I collected comics. A couple artists I really liked were Jim Lee and Todd McFarlane. Lee, I believe, was the artist on the Gen 13 series, which was a favorite of mine, and McFarlane was the artist on the Spawn series, which I also collected. I believe much as the years have passed, I think Lee is a high-level executive, maybe even the highest level executive at DC Comics. I'm not sure what McFarlane's doing right now. But those are two of my favorite comic book artists. As far as books, and I know, before I say it, I know the title's controversial, but I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy is a book I really liked. She was a child actress in a couple of Nickelodeon TV shows, and it was a memoir of hers, and hard to read in parts, but a book I really liked. Prompt 5 is How to Live with Dragons. Do you cover by, or what are your favorite colors? What book or series did you enjoy that features dragons? I don't cover by. Covers attract me, and I look at the back of the book, and then I decide from there whether to buy the book. I don't put a lot of thought into it, but it goes beyond the cover. I talked about how recently I did cover by It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover, but that was a book I had some familiarity with. It wasn't going to buy, but I did cover by that one. But mostly covers attract me, but the blurb on the back is what really pulls me in. Sometimes if some author I like has said something positive about it, but the cover pulls me in, but doesn't cause me to buy. As far as what are my favorite colors, my favorite color is red. I think my second favorite is probably pink. And as far as dragons, I was going to give a really pretty common answer at these times, but I thought of another one, and that is the Sister of the Otherworld series by Yasmin Gellinor, and I've talked about that in other videos too. It's a 21-book series with some short stories in addition to that. My all-time favorite series, and there is a race of dragons in the book, and one of the major characters is a dragon. In this world, dragons can shapeshift into human form, but dragons feature prominently in this book, in the book series. The sixth prompt is Star Magic. Do you have a favorite constellation, a favorite astronomy book? Don't have a favorite constellation. There was a book, as far as a favorite astronomy book, there was a book I had as a kid. I couldn't remember the name, long lost to memory, but in this book there was a spread that just showed all the planets in the solar system. And I just remember being awed by that spread. I think of it still. And part of the reason, when I think of it now, part of it I do with a little sadness, because as an adult, especially one my age, you can't really have that sense of awe and wonder you had as a kid. Maybe there's some people that can have it, but most of us can't. And also sad because I would have seen this book likely before anyone landed on the moon, and after a few years and multiple moon landings, it just stopped. And I think like before it stopped, I would have probably expected maybe there'd be bases on the moon, people would have traveled to Mars, and it just kind of stopped. And I know again they're talking about maybe going to the moon, but we'll see if it happens. So that's something I really remember. Couldn't tell you the name, but just that spread. Prompt 7 is Chinese Horoscope. Book about astrology or astronomy. And book or series that features the movement of stars and planets. I don't think I have a book about astrology, but in War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells, humans do look at Mars through telescopes. So to me this qualifies as a book about astronomy. And in 2001, A Space Odyssey by Arthur C. Clarke, there's a mission that goes to Jupiter. And since Jupiter is going to be moving in orbit while the mission goes toward it, and the mission will have to take that into account, that is movement of planets, a planet. Although I guess they'd have to calculate the movement of other planets, because other planets would have some maybe pull on the spaceship too, their gravity. So multiple planets, I think they'd have to take into account their movement. And moons too. Prompt 8 is tag others. Remember to tag me so I can come and watch your answers. And I have tagged Elaine at the beginning of this video. First I'll say, if you're watching this video, please consider yourself tagged. If you'd like to do it, please do so, whether a video of your own or one or more of the prompts in my comments. But I'm going to tag a bunch of people. Just their first names, their screen names will be in the description of the video. I'm tagging John, Nix, Smitty, Kayla, Elaine I, Cliff, Suey, Nick, Heather, Emily, Brian, Fred, Nicole, Flossie, Justin, Kevin, Nigel, Jen, Daniela, Renee, Felix, and Kelly. Hope you're having a wonderful reading week. I hope you're having a wonderful week in general. If you enjoy this video, please give it a like. Please subscribe. Please hit the bell to get notified when I upload future videos.